This is the Woods DDP tutorial for the Hand Tools Box Assembly. I'm going to begin by coming down here to New, selecting the drop down arrow, and I'm going to select Assembly, which is a .iam file. I'm then going to begin by placing my first couple of parts. So I'm going to come up here to this Place button. I'm going to make sure that I'm in the right file for it. So I'm in the Looking file. For me, I have my Hand Tools box. And I am going to first begin with the box side. So I'm just going to select it once, say open. I'm going to place this 4 times. So I'm going to left click 4 times. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then I'm going to right click and select OK. I'm going to zoom out and I'm going to move 2 of these off to the left. I'm going to move 2 of these to the right. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select this piece right here. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to pick one of them. I'm going to select it, and you see that I have my blue outline. Yours might be different if you don't have a white background. But I'm going to come over here to the piece that I selected, and I'm going to right click on it in the browser bar. And then I'm going to select grounded. This is going to make sure that that piece doesn't move. It's going to help with my assembly. Now I'm just going to focus on these 2 pieces. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to constrain these together. I'm going to constrain them in the X, Y, and Z axes. So I'm going to select constrain. And the 2 types that I'm going to be using for this assembly are the mate and the flush. So I'm going to select the flush constraint first. And I'm going to select this face of my grounded piece. Then I'm going to take my view cube and I'm going to rotate so that I see the left side of these 2 teeth. And I'm going to zoom in on that piece by putting my mouse over the area that I want to zoom in. I'm going to select one of the 2 outside faces of the teeth. Then I'm going to apply. I'm going to rotate back to the view that I was, so I can just select home. I'm going to zoom in on those 2 pieces again. I'm then going to stay on flush, and I'm going to select the tops of both of these pieces. So I'm going to select the top of my grounded piece to the top of the second piece that I'm constraining to it. And I'm going to click apply. Then I'm going to click the face of this piece, staying on flush constraint. I'm going to select this face. Then I'm going to select one of these faces on the teeth, and then I'm going to apply. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to place one more of these on here. So I'm going to stay with flush constraint. I'm going to select this face on my grounded piece, and I'm going to zoom in, and I'm going to select one of these 3 faces. And this is the piece that moved. It doesn't look like it's correct, but it is. So I'm going to click apply. Then I'm going to click the top. So I zoom in on the top of my grounded piece, and I click on the top of the piece that I was just constraining. And I click apply. Then I'm going to rotate my view. So I'm going to click on this left corner of my view cube. And I'm just going to press cancel because I'm going to move this piece out of my way. Then I'm going to go back to constrain. So if yours wasn't in the way, you don't have to do that. I'm going to move to flush. I'm going to zoom in here. I'm going to select this face, and then this one of these 2 faces on my grounded piece. And then I'm going to click apply. Then I'm going to go back home. I'm going to press cancel. I'm going to move this down so that I can reorient myself. And I'm going to add the bottom in now. I want to have this open so that I can add my bottom to it. So I'm going to select place, and I'm going to grab the bottom piece, say open. I'm going to left click once, then right click OK. Then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to zoom in here so that I can see both of these and I can move this one freely. I'm going to select constrain, and this time I'm going to go to mate. I'm going to select one of these faces, so this face right here of my bottom, and then I'm going to zoom in and I'm going to grab the bottom of my dado. This is the dado, this cutout area right here. This is where the bottom is going to feed into. So I'm going to select the bottom of the dado and select apply. And then I'm going to zoom out and I'm going to rotate to the right twice. Now what I need to do is I need to move this piece into here. So I'm going to stay on mate and I'm going to click the back of this dado. So I'm going to zoom in here and I'm going to click the back of this dado. And then I'm going to rotate again. So I'm going to click the view cube to the left and I'm going to click the face that I want to go in there, which is this edge face right here. And I click apply. And then lastly, what I need to do is I need to shift this inside here. So to do that, I'm just going to press cancel and I'm going to slide my bottom out a little bit so that I have a little more access. I'm going to go back to constrain. I'm then going to move my view cube. So if I just look at this and I hold it, I click and hold my view cube, I can rotate wherever I want. So I'm going to just put a slight angle on this. And then I'm going to zoom in on the bottom half of this back piece right here so that I see the back of this dado. So here you can see I'm on the back of that dado because it shows up as a red rectangle. I'm going to select this face. Oops, which I did not do, so don't do that. Cancel. Try that again. Constrain. Select this back face. I'm going to zoom out. I'm going to rotate my cube. And I want to grab the back of this bottom face. Select apply. Now the bottom is in there. Now I can go ahead and proceed and put the last side on here. So I'm going to switch to flush. I'm going to select one of these three. If you have to move your view, go ahead. I'm going to select one of these three outside faces of these teeth on a flush constraint. Then I'm going to rotate so that I'm on the two teeth side of one that's already assembled. And I'm going to select this large face. I'm going to click apply. Then I'm going to grab the top of one of my assembled pieces to the top of that piece that I'm adding, staying on flush. Click apply. Then I'm going to rotate so that I see the face that I would like to do. I need to move this out over here. So I'm going to select this large face, staying on flush. And then I'm just going to select one of these outside faces. It could be this one, this one, this one, this one, or this one. It doesn't matter. So I'm going to select here. And then I'm going to click apply. I'm then going to press cancel. And I'm going to place my last two components. I'm going to place the insert in. Select open. Left click. Right click OK. Go back to place. Select my top. Open. And I will just simply left click and right click. With this assembly, you want to make sure that you're looking at the back face of this. The top of the top is the side with your chamfers on it. So I want to look at the face that doesn't have it. So I'm going to rotate my view so I see the back face of it. I'm going to select constrain. I'm going to select the face of the insert and then the back face of my top. And this is on mate. I'm going to select here. I'm going to apply. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to orient this insert inside here at an offset of 0.5. So I'm going to use the flush constraint, and I'm first going to do these two edges right here. So you'll see that I'm zoomed in enough. I'm going to click the right side of the top, and then I'm going to click the right side of my insert, and they're right next to each other. But what I want to do is I want to offset this light red-brown here inside. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this offset to 0.5. And if you notice, by doing a positive 0.5, it shifted it the wrong direction. So yours might work with a 0.5. Mine needs to go the other way with a negative 0.5. So I need to place a negative 0.5 in there, and you can see that it shifts inside the top. I'm going to click apply. Then I'm going to move so I can see the top of this piece. I'm going to grab the tops. So here's the top of the insert to the top of the top. Again, I'm going to come over here to offset, and I'm going to change that. I'm going to start with a positive and see if that works. 0.5. Positive 0.5 works for me in this way and brings it down. If positive pushed you up, you need to change that to a negative. I'm going to click apply. Now this is fully constrained, the insert to the top. I now need to place it on top of my assembly over here. So I'm going to switch to mate, and I'm going to click the underside face of the top. So I need to make sure I'm selecting over here, the bottom of the top. And then I need to select the top of my assembly. It doesn't matter which one of these you select, as long as you select the top. So I'm going to grab the top here. I'm going to click apply. I'm going to now move this over here. I need this side flush with here, and I need this side flush with here. So I'm going to switch to flush constraint. I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to grab the right side of my top, and then I'm going to click this right outside of my box. I'm going to click apply. Now I need to move it back this way. So I'm going to select the two faces that I want to be flush, which is this front edge and this face. Then I'm going to click apply and return back to my home view. And that is the completion of the Hand Tools box assembly.